seems to help pretty good. But not all in all, I mean, that's it. Watch your bladder. Ooh, you okay?
Ow. Yeah, holy shit, there's a ladder there.
So since we are doing a lot of push today, just make sure we warm up the shoulders real good. So hit a couple of these, just opening up the shoulders. Then I like to use the band too. We'll just stand inside of it, kind of getting the whole body moving, so we'll squat at the bottom, all the way up at the top. So I don't really have like an exact plan of action for the most part when I work out. I just know that today is gonna be a push focus day, and just kind of mix up the exercises each week. Today, I for sure want to get in some bench press, and it'll probably be close grip. I almost always close grip with the bar, which is easier on the shoulders, and then I'll do some type of vertical press, so overhead movement. Do a lot of opposing body parts in between, so we'll do like some pull stuff. I might do some pull-ups today, some rear delt flies, some side raises, stuff like that. As we go, and kind of depend on how I feel, I might change up the exercises. And then my favorite warm-up recently has been inchworms with, and I don't really know what to call it, but it works for me. I do it, so I'll show you. It's three of everything. So I call it inchworm triples. So I'll hinge down, walk it out. I'll do 3 push-ups. Come in. I'll do 3 reaches to one side, 3 reaches to the other side, and I'm pretending that there's like a wall over here that I'm reaching for, and I'll do 3 reaching back, 2, 3, and I'll do that 3 times. And it seems to be real nice. Get a little hamstring stretch, some push-ups, obviously good warm-up here. Bring it in, get that nice little stretch in there. Reaching over, kind of opening up there on the right side, reaching, opening up on the left side, reaching up, and I feel a nice little, open up the shoulders. Perfect warm up for a nice upper body day.
We're in southern Texas, and
yes.
You're about to go run after this.
Yeah.
How hot has it been?
You know, to be honest with you, I don't know, but we could check. It's gotta be 100. I honestly don't know, because sometimes if I know that I'm running that day, I won't even look just because it hurts. You know, it makes it that much worse. So we'll get a couple of warm-up sets in here. I'm going close grip. During the warm-up sets, during these warm-up sets, I'll just keep doing the TRX rows probably. But I think I'm feeling some pull-ups today, so I'll go bench press, superset with pull-ups once we get through these warm-ups. So we'll probably work it up. And usually what I do, your first workout, well, Sean's not gonna fall. Say if it's a push day, whatever the main exercise is for that day, so say it's bench press on a close grip, right? I'll just pick a rep range. So my favorite rep ranges are for heavy would be like 3 to 6, and that's what we're gonna be doing today. I also like 8 to 12. I use that a lot. And then higher reps will be like 10 to 15. So I'll just go in those ranges, and I like to use ranges more than absolutes. Some days I'll get under 225 and it just feels crazy heavy, right? And then other days you get under 225 and it flies off your chest. You just never know. Same with squats. You put 225 on your back and it feels easy. Well, that day you're gonna be stronger and you're gonna be able to go heavier. So if I use an absolute number and it's a day where I'm a little weaker because maybe I didn't sleep as good last night, or I had to miss a meal, if I'm using a range, I can still be within my range. But if I'm short on my absolute, it gets into your mentality. You know, you don't feel as good. Or if it's a day where you're extra strong and you already had, I'm only gonna be doing 5s today, but when you're done, like, man, I could have done more. Well, you just wasted that day. You could have pushed yourself harder. So I like to use ranges. You can go to the top of the range or the lower of the range. If you make it to the top of the range, put a little more weight on there and then get to the lower side of the range. So we'll do one warm up here, or one more warm up, and then probably start. So yeah, we'll start with 225 for the 3 to 6 rep range. And if I get 6 and it feels pretty easy, then we'll take it up. If not, if I do 6 and I barely get it, I'll just stay there. Because like I said, depending on food, hydration, sleep, stress, you know, it's really hard to say I'm gonna do exactly this and be able to look that far into the future and know exactly how strong you're gonna be on this day or that day. All right, so we'll call this our first set. And you remember our goal is 3 to 6 reps. We'll see how it feels and then go from there. Same with sets. Usually I like to do 4 sets, but if you're feeling good, actually, I learned this Dana Lynn Bailey. I remember watching one of her videos a long time ago when I first started working out, probably like 10, 11 years ago. She posted this video, she was doing side raises. And she was like, yeah, I'm only supposed to do 5 sets today, but it feels good, so I think I'm gonna do some more. So basically what she's saying is, if something feels good, why stop? Keep going. She was like, sometimes I'll do 8 sets, sometimes 9, sometimes 10, who knows? If it feels good, I'm gonna keep doing it. And like, that's just always vibed with me. So I kind of follow the same approach. So 6 felt pretty easy. So we'll throw some more weight on there and keep working it up and see where we go. And then since I'm feeling strong, a lot of times on pull-ups, put the bands up there. That's kind of giving me a gauge that today's a good day. I feel strong today. And so yeah, let's do unassisted pull-ups for today. And I got 10 on the first one, but it might not be 10 every time. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I think when you first start working out, I think that it's extra important maybe to know exactly what you're gonna do. But as you build experience, you know, you'll get to a point where you can just throw stuff together. And that's kind of where I'm at. Keep in mind though that me personally, you know, I've been at this thing for almost 12 years consistently. So what I do and what someone doing from day one might be way different. Yeah, I think everyone's goal should be to not have to have some super structured plan. Because once again, things happen. If you have kids, if you have a busy schedule, busy with work and stuff like that, it's always gonna change. So you need some type of plan, like some type of structure, but it also needs to be malleable. Is that the word? Like it needs to be able to, is that a good word? Yeah. You need to be able to change it up a little bit. Kind of roll with the punches, right?
Yeah, flexible.
There you go. Yeah, flexible is the better word. Sean, do you chug your pre-workout or do you sip on it as you work out or what?
I'm a sipper.
Me too. Yeah. I like to like finish it. Maybe like when I'm finishing this set, maybe like your first big set kind of thing. Yeah. Probably could have done for sure 1 more, probably even 2 more, even though I still got 6. So I think it's pretty safe that we can go up and wait just a little bit more and get another set and see how it feels. Bench press is my nemesis. I couldn't even bench press more than, it took me like 6 or 7 years to bench press 225. Probably like a solid 6 years of working out before I was able to bench press 225. I don't really do anything heavy, you know, I mean, but remember like heavy is relative, right? Yeah. Heavy for you, like for me, 185 was heavy for like 5 years. Yeah. So I was stuck with that, you know? I want to bench press 315 and run a mile in 5 minutes on the same day.
Damn.
That's a goal.
That's a day right there.
Yeah.
That's a day.
Like next time I do this rep range, my goal will either be to do, like this is 265, my goal will be to do either more weight or use this weight and get both sets of 5. Right, so that's just kind of how I'll gauge for progressive overload, right? I probably won't do super heavy like this next week, but maybe the following week, right? And I don't really write it down or anything. I have in the past, but I'll remember, you know, I'll remember. We are taking into consideration we're running right after this, so Usually during my second set, I'll try to do something that is full body, like involves the legs. But because we're gonna be running right after this, I'll switch it up a little bit. So here we'll just do a overhead press. So pushing as our main movement, and then we'll do probably a rear fly afterwards. So sticking with like the push and pull situation, but we'll bring the reps up a little bit, probably that 8 to 12 for the seated overhead press.
Your weapon.
I know, I'm thinking, you don't wanna overdo it on that first set, you know? But at the same time, you don't wanna waste a set. Well, we're gonna do 3 things in a row here. So we'll go side raises with the cable, then we're gonna do push-ups, and then we'll do something full body related, which will be, we'll do a lunge and like a bicep curl. Like I said earlier, usually on the second set, I start to get legs and everything involved, but today, since we're running right afterwards, just a little bit with the lower body. Do you ever wear cutoffs, Sean?
Cut-off shirts.
Like cutoff shirts? Yeah. You ever like, this one's like cut. It's like when the nipple shows, it's like, damn. I think way too many people get caught up in like, is it chest day? Is it back day? Is it shoulder day? Is it leg day? I like to do everything. You know, and another thing that's really good about that is if you miss, it's not a big deal. You just pick up. You know, like if you miss a day, you know, you're not thrown way off. You can just kind of, like today's my push focus day. If I miss today, I just maybe do a little extra push exercises tomorrow. It doesn't throw you out of your groove too much. We'll just get a couple sets of skull crushers in here. Yeah, seems like such a waste of time, you know?
Yep.
Might as well do something in between. Well, we just did a 9-minute warm up, which is about a mile. So a lap around the big parking lot at the gym. It's really hot. I think Sean said earlier it's 97 degrees, but really it doesn't feel too bad because there's a little breeze. So now we're picking up the pace though. We're shooting for a 7:45 to 8-minute pace. So I'm gonna take off now and we'll be back. Set 1 is done. So we got a 2-minute rest. So it's right at a mile between 7:45 and 8 minutes. And then a 2-minute rest in between each one. So I just try to like kind of keep walking during the rest periods. So we'll take 2 minutes here. The pace was really good. It's definitely pretty hot, but it's not too bad. The wind's blowing, as you can see. So the wind helps out a ton. It really cools it off. It hurts your speed, but what I've noticed running in the heat like this, even if I'm running into a headwind, I still like it because the cooling effect is worth the trade-off. Because when it's hot and there's no wind, it feels like death. It's the worst. We'll get another set in here. We have 2 more of these, and then we'll finish off with just like an easy jog to finish up. So just trying to, between sets, keep the breathing under control This is a pretty standard Tuesday. So a cadence run is today, meaning that trying our best to keep our steps per minute in like 175 to 180 steps per minute while staying in the speed that we want, which is about a 7:45 to 8 minute per mile. So set 2s, my watch is telling me to get going. So I'll see you on the next one. Whew. That one was
Holy shit, you're zooming.
significantly harder than the first one. I'm gonna grab my, oh my gosh, trying to die? Guest, special guest.
Yeah, what's up, Kevin? How you doing?
Good. Actually, just run outside too for 30 minutes.
Oh.
That was so much harder than the first one.
Just a full block?
Yeah, hell. But the wind feels really good, especially right here in the shade.
Without the wind, you would die.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
How you feeling, man?
Towards the end, I started feeling it for sure, but holding pace, so it's okay.
So real quick before you go in,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this one? On this last one?
Fastest one yet.
There you go.
7:55. There's no shade out there at all.
You dying right now?
Yeah, I don't feel good. Heart rate 185.
How many more sets do you have? One more?
Just to cool down.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably just walk for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Once today. That's probably a big problem. Yeah, I've only eaten breakfast. So, yeah, just like lack of carbs. I should have like overhydrated during the lift.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the thing with hydration is if you're in the moment, it's too late.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on now. But that's okay. I mean, we made it. We hit our goal. Usually I like to separate the list on the runs by a few hours and like eat in between, but today,
The way the
schedule wise, it just isn't possible. And a lot of times, like a strategy that I'll do a lot of times is I'll start with like a shirt, like a lot of people run shirtless, which is great. But what I found is really helpful is I'll start with the shirt on and I'll take it off like halfway through. Ideally, probably like body temperature wise, maybe you'd stay cooler with no shirt the whole time. But what I've noticed is like mentally, like taking the shirt off and feeling the wind like hit your sweat on your body, dude, it's like, you like get a new charge, you know? It's like it's too small, like I mentioned earlier, so it's kind of hard to take off. So I'm too worried about it, but that's a nice little strategy that I've come up with that. Now, all in all, I mean, that's it. Watch the bladder. Ooh, you okay?
Ow. Yeah, holy shit, there's a ladder there. Holy
Yeah, I should have caught that over. I was like looking down. But yeah, all in all, that's the typical Tuesday, good push day. Usually would do like maybe a little bit more like core, full body kind of stuff during the lift. But because we had the run right afterwards, we didn't. But in general, that's a pretty standard Tuesday with the lift and the run. The run today, it was 40 minutes. Like it varies a lot depending on the day. But Tuesday is usually a shorter run. It was 40 minutes. Came out to 4.5 miles in total. Not our goal. Our goal was to practice running at a certain pace. So the total distance and time is not really all that relevant for today. It's more about, you know, practicing in our pace. That's what we want to run for the marathon in January. So we're still in June now. We got some time. Me, Mondo, Kevin are for sure running the marathon. Sean, are you gonna run the half in January?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm gonna run the bridge series and also the
Houston half?
The Houston half. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So yeah, we're gonna be running the full marathon. That's the main thing on my mind right now, practicing for that. So I really try not to miss the runs. If I have to miss the lift, I'll miss it like I mentioned earlier and just, you know, try to make it up the next day. Maybe get an extra set in. Like if I didn't lift today, I'd still get my run in for sure. I'd make sure that happens because we're more in a run training. Tomorrow I'd try to make up for it with maybe a couple extra sets of bench press or something. All in all, I hope you learned something. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions. Trying to do some more stuff like this. Last week I had a video with Kevin, so make sure you check that out. You can kind of see the difference between what me and Kevin do. But at the end of the day, you know, we're doing what's best for us, right? And you should do what's best for you. So if you have questions or you're not sure what to do for yourself, feel free to reach out. OTGfitness.com. Our gym is on the south side of Houston in Webster, Texas. Check out our podcast centered around health and fitness and showing you that it is possible to, you know, live a healthy lifestyle no matter what you have going on. Especially someone like myself, I grew up very overweight. Fitness really changed my life. And here we are, it's not impossible. You can do this too. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.